Welcome back, Researcher Belabot here. Today we are looking at item number 6016, Containment Class Euclid. Classification Notice. Reclassification requests to Object Class Guitar and Disruption Class Level 4 ECI are currently under review. Special Containment Procedures. Research is to continue regarding any form of magic without a human actor. Public knowledge about elephant cognition and general elephant behavior is to be closely monitored. Global EVE levels are to be continually monitored to spot early signs of an ADK class anomalous destabilization scenario. See the interaction protocol of individual instances for additional information. Description. SCP-6016 is a thaumaturgic ritual that can only be performed by elephants. The exact effects of every instance of SCP-6016 vary, but will in general include the following two. Sounds in the area are suppressed, save for those expressing sadness. Various manifestations centering around a memory. The effects of SCP-6016 are known to persist for varying amounts of time after the original working. This wide range of effects is assumed to result from missing precision and understanding of the elephants participating in SCP-6016 when compared to man-made thaumaturgic rituals. Ritual log. Note: the following serves as an example of how SCP-6016 is usually performed. Begin log. The elephant matriarch is slowly leading its group forward, being flanked by two of its daughters. Roughly every fourth step, the matriarch stops and takes a deep breath. The group stops as well. This goes on for a little longer. After a while, the matriarch begins to stagger. The two daughters flanking the matriarch lift it before it can fall completely. The group continues. At some point, the matriarch collapses. It does not stand up again. The daughters previously flanking the matriarch try to lift it again and fail. Other elephants join and try to lift the matriarch as well. Eventually, they give up. Most of the group stares at the lying matriarch, and the oldest daughter touches the matriarch gently with her trunk. With the first cry of the group, SCP-6016 starts to lay silence over the area. This goes unnoticed by the group, as the elephants either remain silent or make mourning cries as well. The elephants pull up leaves that are lying nearby and cover their matriarch in it. The group stays a little longer in mourning. At some point, the oldest daughter of the matriarch continues leading the group. It is assumed that the group's leaving downsides, with the memories permanently manifesting in the area. If at a later point in time a group discovers the matriarch, they will contemplate and touch its bones, regardless of this group's relation to the bones. It is currently unknown if this behavior is necessary to uphold the ritual, or if it serves no thaumaturgical purpose. End log. SCP-6016 differs from normal elephant death rituals only in its thaumaturgical effect, which only manifests if at least one participant is a type blue elephant. Type blue mutation can be caused by a large number of different factors, but the mutation in elephants is most likely caused by either heritage, random birth mutation, exposure to high amounts of EVE, or large stress exposure. The last two of these are the most reliable factors for mutation. Due to the rarity of high-level EVE environments, the occurrence of SCP-6016 was rare throughout most of human history. It is currently unknown whether SCP-6016 is an accidental ritual emerging from normal elephant rituals, or if modern elephant rituals are an attempt to perform SCP-6016. There are currently 6 remaining areas worldwide in possession of the SCP Foundation that are permanently affected by SCP-6016, or at least under the effect for an extended duration, classified as SCP-6016-A to -F. SCP-6016-A Clearance Level 2. Interaction Protocol. Due to the remote location of SCP-6016-A, no cover story is necessary. maps are well marked enough to include specific events on the map, like surviving an encounter with an unidentified predator, or shooting water out of your trunk further than other elephants. Additional notes: the EVE level of SCP-6016-A is high enough to result in type blue mutation needed for new SCP-6016-A workings, which in turn keeps the EVE level high. SCP-6016-B Clearance 3 of 1000. Interaction Protocol SCP-6016-B was chosen for Research Outpost 6016, disguised as a research institute, as SCP-6016-B seems to have been abandoned, but shows signs of EVE in similar intensity as SCP-6016-A. Age: SCP-6016-B has been largely inactive throughout human history. All its memories seem to come from an SCP-1000 dominated age. Memory effect: mental maps include settlements of SCP-1000. Additionally, the intensity of what is most likely a similar measurement was conjoined with one or more deified rituals concerning the erasure and rewriting of memories about historical events. More knowledge about the thaumaturgy than the Foundation currently has would be required to both prove this speculation or to safely disband SCP-6016 and the potential David ritual. SCP-6016-F. Clearance Level 3. Interaction Protocol. No interaction is necessary due to the area's remote, barren, and abandoned nature. The one specimen's unusual properties have been explained as an unusual mutation. Age: circa 1800 BC. SCP-6016-F shows no signs of more than one use. It is likely that SCP-6016-F has ceased its effect shortly after discovery. Memory effect. SCP-6016-F is filled with the remains of a single elephant and has the lowest EVE level compared to all other areas. These remains are still well preserved and display abnormal bone growth. Since its discovery, a single memory has been experienced by an agent for roughly 5 seconds, showing a mental map that seemed to display Carnomances and battlefields in the immediate vicinity, but otherwise unintelligible. The following section is restricted to Clearance 5 and for so much for listening to this reading of SCP-6016. As always, please check the description for a link to licensing, citation, and footnotes. Good night, and sweet